The Heaux Bag. It's a real nigga holiday. It's a real nigga holiday. Hey, it's a real nigga holiday.
Hey.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Happy nigga day.
Niggas.
You know what? Happy nigga month.
But I want to say this again real quick because y'all going to be like, y'all recorded? We still record.
Pre-recorded.
It's the same day as the last episode, just weeks later. It's still Juneteenth and we happy as fuck about it.
We free-ish.
Free-ish since 1865. I went off Alameda. If you're from Houston, I went off Alameda. Hell, I drove around Third Ward.
She did.
I drove everywhere this morning looking for shirts. And I just realized you niggas didn't want to get no money or it's either too hot outside, one or the other. But
let somebody die, boy. Y'all can't wait to put a nigga on a t-shirt and sell
what? I could not find, nobody was outside doing anything. But shout out to Bambles. She was outside of Caffeine Coffee and the
You want to give away her stuff?
I was just gonna say Bambles by Red Pants. I usually don't if I pay for it I don't talk about it, but because it's a black holiday,
support a black business. And
Bambles was the only person. She said she printed these last night and she was outside trying to make $1 today, and I'm here for it, sis. Because this is great quality. This is embroidered.
It's stitched. Mm-hmm. It's stitched.
It wasn't like the one that you just ironed on a little. She did a good
put
job.
some time into it.
And we're here for it. Anywho, Twitter news. What's going on in Twitter news today on Juneteenth?
So, since it's Juneteenth, for a lot of y'all that don't know what that means, look it up. And I'm specifically speaking to people that are non-black. However, my good man Trey Melvin said, "Happy Juneteenth.
Yes.
Only accepting white dollars today. My Cash App is," whatever his Cash App is, "Venmo too. I know white people like Venmo. If you're white and you scroll past your races, I don't make the rules." And I felt him because I feel like Juneteenth, support us. And instead of creating, "Hey niggas, happy nigga day. Take 35% off by shopping at da-da-da-da-da. Hey, we're here for you niggers. Da-da-da-da, nigger music." No, fuck that. Shop black all day today. And if you want, try to at least shop black once a day. You know, we may not have black-owned gas stations. We may not have, but we have a lot of black things, especially if you live in Houston, that you can stop by and do. You know, sometimes I get real hungry and I make it a point to either go to Sunshine's or go to Houston Sauce Co., Turkey Lake, somewhere that I know, like, off the top of my head, boom, that's black-owned. I'm gonna just go there, you know.
I don't even think about it being black owned. I just am so, and it's crazy because my friends that are not pro-black are like, "Black people, you racist." I'm not racist. There's no place in this earth, on this earth, outside of some probably Africa, that you can go and be around black people that are just like chilling. They not trying to be too bougie. They not trying to shoot you. Like, it's very rare to find that anywhere where it's just all black people putting black dollars back into the black community. So right. Like, I don't even think, oh, let me go there because it's black owned. Like, a lot of times I just be there. I'm like,
well, I do it specifically because of what you said. I want to be bringing these black dollars back into the black community because we can all coexist in one spot, and then come to find out it ain't even black owned. Like how we went to that one spot and we were like, "Hey, is this black owned here?" I was like, "Yeah."
Oh yeah, they
come to find out it wasn't.
They sure lied. Like, I don't think they lied. It's partially black owned.
It's partially.
They have a black owned partner, but it was still like they
didn't know how to react.
Yeah,
but I think black people get wrapped up in that, seeing, oh, it's a black promoter, it's a black chef, it's so many black moving parts that we automatically think, oh, it's black owned, let's go support. Like,
no, they trying to get
not too long ago in Houston, there was something about some major bar that was going on and everybody was going to boycott it, but they had to let it be known, hey, this is not black owned, you know? So we're not telling you to not come anymore, but everybody assumed it was black owned because it's black waitresses, black
there all the time,
and black everything, except for the face behind the business, which was white.
Simon Stearns, y'all. If y'all catch up with Power, then you would know who Simon is. Simon wanted to go in business with Ghost because he's like, I need a black partner. Literally, he said. Now,
why do you think they need a black partner? And our dollars mean a fucking lot. And we even talked about that on one of our episodes when it came to talking about classism and talking about dress codes. You put that dress code up if you want to, and you used to a certain type of nigga dollars being in there. The nigga dollars will sure enough be like, skirt.
Oh, Livehouse Media didn't like when we said that. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, they came for us, but it was truth. a hit dog gonna holler. I'm gonna always say that. Because if there's no truth to it, Cinderella, the shoe don't fit.
It doesn't. But anywho, so let's get back on. I mean, we never got off topic. So it's Juneteenth. Did y'all know this is the first holiday that is illegal in 15 states already? Before the bill even got signed. You are not allowed to talk about slavery in schools anymore, in public schools.
So what's crazy is you pass a holiday as being a federal holiday, and when students grow up and learn how to read, they're going to say, well, what the fuck is Juneteenth? And they can't even fucking talk about it because you're making racism illegal to talk about in fucking schools. So what the fuck? What was the point?
Why is America so ashamed of its ugly past? Like,
who asked for Juneteenth to be a federal holiday?
Not us. I want to know. Did you, girl? That white man that started singing with the black national black anthem on CNN. No. Nancy Pelosi had them all sitting there singing, lift every voice. Didn't even know Nancy was watermelon. Bitch, we saw you.
Nancy lost me when she put that fucking Kunta Kinte cloth around her neck
and got on one knee.
Nancy.
Damn, Nancy. Like,
Nancy.
I'm sorry, should be this funny.
Nancy.
Just look.
Zoom in.
Let me look.
Nancy. One thing you don't understand, Nancy, is black people, we all have a look that we all understand. So, Nancy, look.
And
if you don't get it, Nancy, you ain't black, so stop. Shit.
What did Joe say? You ain't black if you don't vote for me. Shut up, nigga. And nigga is applicable to dumb shit. So I'm not calling Joe a nigga. Like, because he invites to barbecues because he says dumb shit.
Joe Biden, and the B is for, bitch, you thought I was going to pass these bills for your ass. Bitch, you thought you was going to get reparations. Bitch, you thought it was going to be student loan forgiveness. All we
asked for was our student loans to be forgiven, for people to go to jail when they kill us.
Not for a holiday that even if we take off work, we ain't going to get paid for it.
And for stimmies. We didn't ask for this shit.
Joe. Come here, Joe. Joe and Pelosi. Take a knee.
Like, my thing is, now what's going to happen is white people are about to start, being so woke and so, for the culture.
Everybody a Rachel now. What was her name? Rachel? What was her name?
Rachel.
No, the one
Rachel Dozel. Oh, I forgot about her.
Micro braids and
damn, where her
she was part of the
at?
NAACP.
And she told everybody that she had black parents, and then her parents came out and was like,
what?
Nah, she's been white her whole life.
We don't know where this is coming from. Rachel, come back home.
we need her to resurface.
Rachel,
in the midst of all this
where
bullshit.
Are you now?
Not working.
Rachel probably got paid.
Rachel is banned from so many black establishments. Like,
but you know what's crazy?
What?
Somebody like Rachel can act just like she did, identify with black, fuck all the black niggas she wants, be part of the NAACP, been getting cut all these checks for being the representative on her light-skinned behalf, and then turn around, go into hiding, and come back out and resurface as a white woman and still be getting paid that white-ass check.
Facts. That's what all those people did, that all those singers that were like into J-Lo. She did that shit, basically. She wanted to be down, Jenny from the block. No shade, I know y'all love her. But then she went back to doing whatever the fuck she wanted to.
But you know what? A lot of Hispanics think they black too. So, I mean, no shade. Hey, I love everybody. We'll start there. Yes. I am not in any way, shape, or form racist. However, I just have a group of people I prefer to kick it with because we can understand each other on a level that doesn't have to be explained. If I have to explain everything to you, it no longer is even important anymore.
You know what I realized? I realized it's also the area of the country that we live in. Because, like, I can go to a more progressive city and I can hang out with Asians, blacks, whites, like, because they're different.
They get it.
The white people here are a little, it's something, I don't know, too pro-Trump. Like, Trump is literally your king. Like, y'all have a sick obsession, first of fucking all. But like, I think it's the area. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. White people are going to start, Juneteenth, they're going to start going. I saw this thing. It was like, make D9 black again. And like,
what's first, that? Explain.
D9 is the divine nine. So it's like, all the black letter Greek organizations that you guys see.
Where do they exist? Black Greek organizations organizations exist where?
And actually all colleges, but like majority of them come out of HBCUs.
Okay.
And you start seeing a lot of white people go to HBCUs, one, to get the minority credit so that they can get the scholarships. You've seen that happening. Joining these Black organizations, like, so for Delta, in our mission statement, so we have an emphasis on giving back to the Black community. And so, like, my thing is with white people or non-Black people, like, what is your point in joining an organization that is dedicated to Black people? Like, we have these because we weren't allowed in y'all's organization. I saw a comment under the when Seton Pelosi did that shit, and this guy was like, "It's the Black national anthem. We don't have a white national anthem. Y'all do.
It's the national anthem.
We had to create our own stuff." And like, it's funny because like when you don't teach this shit in schools, people ask dumbass questions. Like, I saw a kid, he was like, "Why did the BET Awards? What if we had a white entertainment television?"
Music television is the white fucking awards.
But I'm saying it was a kid.
VH1.
It was a kid though, and it's like I understand he's coming into a world where he doesn't understand. He was born when there was a Black president. Like, this is new for us, and y'all not teaching it in these schools. It's gonna create a really bad reaction to all this shit.
It's gonna bring racism back. It's gonna be a new seed of racism planted, and who knows what the fuck that's gonna sprout into.
Child.
We know what we're trying to uproot right now. And in 2021, we know what we're trying to uproot. We know that root we're trying to pick up of the racism. But I don't think they're realizing that they're really creating another form of racism. We already got, we understand there's systematic racism. We get that.
Yes.
We've been understood that.
Yes.
Ever since y'all said we're free.
Ish.
Then y'all created systematic racism. So we get that. Well, we get it. You know, we know how to play the hello, this is, and get off the phone like, God damn, motherfucker, like I was saying. Shit. But now you got these little babies that are growing up, not being taught certain things that we as Black people are still instilling within our kids that we're having. We gonna have, regardless of if you block these conversations or not, we're gonna have these motherfuckers. Like we do.
Facts.
The shit you weren't already teaching, even when it came to African American history, they was just teaching about Africa. They were not teaching about Black history.
Do you know, I didn't know what Juneteenth was until I got to Texas. I had never heard.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm ashamed though that I didn't, and that my dad didn't teach it to me, but he didn't know it either. Like, it was just really a weird thing. And so, like, for them to ban this, I'm glad that it's being broadcasted on the, on the masses, but for them to ban teaching about slavery and why Juneteenth is important is just so fucked up to me. I just don't understand.
Let me put my church finger up.
Go ahead.
Do not feel bad about that. And I don't feel bad personally for anybody that did not understand. Now, remember, we're in a social media plight right now. Like, we're on a social media high.
Right.
Anybody that is maybe 30 and younger, I'll even say, maybe 32 and younger, if you do not understand what Juneteenth meant growing up, that has nothing to do with you, because if you're outside of Texas, it was a Texas holiday. Juneteenth, according to Google, now,
okay,
we're gonna go to Google. It's gonna be a little whitewashed. Juneteenth is now they threw it in there, a federal holiday in the United States commemorating emancipation of enslaved African Americans. It is also observed for celebrating African American culture. Originating in Galveston, Texas, it has been celebrated annually on June 19th. Now, a lot of people relate to that because of it being like when Texas slaves were free. Now, remember, we're in the South. So it's kind of like, it was the ending. Slavery ended at a certain part, but I believe in Texas, slaves didn't realize, or they weren't
White
telling
people
them,
didn't tell them,
hey guys, y'all are free, y'all can go on ahead now. Hell no, they was like, we hope these niggas don't figure out they free. Keep going, nigga.
So fucking sad, man.
No, and I'm not even trying to make this funny by me. It was a fucking whip, and I think people are so sensitive now. They'll take that shit and tell me I'm ignorant. No. I'm teaching y'all motherfuckers, they use the whip. All this shit is not gonna be learned in school no more, which is so fucking crazy to me. But
you know what? Even then they were they weren't teaching it right anyway. So I think it's
They
important.
weren't.
I love the internet. I love how it can, anything that you want to know, you can find out. And I love Black people because we run the fucking world, and we gonna make sure you know what Juneteenth is. So I'm really happy about that. You know something crazy? So my mom texted me yesterday and was like, "Hey, so I just Googled what Juneteenth was." She was like, "Do you know?" My mom lives in Samoa. She was like, "Do you know they're all taking off for tomorrow? They don't even know what Juneteenth is." I was like, how fucking crazy is that? Like, all these white people are going to benefit from it, and or these non-Black people are going to benefit from it. And it's supposed to be for us, like, to celebrate and honor a holiday that we enjoy every year. It's like, it's almost as good as homecoming, low-key for me. But I mean, it's still, indulging myself in Blackness. I love it. It's just crazy that they're going to whitewash every fucking thing about Black culture. And it's just, I'm glad we're making it an American culture, though. I will be positive. I will try to speak some things positive about it. It's an American thing now. So, what do y'all? Yeah, we're here with it. I don't know.
I just think that when we have a lot of I hate to say the word woke, but when it comes to our woke community, as far as Black people, and we talk about being free, you have your elders that look at free, and then you have our generation and moving forward that looks at free. And we look at it from two totally different scopes, totally different spectrums. So we still think that are we free? I mean, yeah, we're freer than we were when it was, let's say, actual slavery, and you had to fight your way and through a tunnel and fight to sit in the front of the bus and fight for all these different things that we had to fight for. But then in our age, you do still have slavery. And I think that it's really fucked up that we have to go and navigate throughout our daily lives, knowing that we have to act like and shuck and jive, because it's really what you're doing, as a free woman, knowing that you're not really free because you do live under systematic oppression.
Absolutely.
So it's like,
especially living in Texas,
I think older people shun us and put their frown down upon us because I don't know how easy y'all have it. I do know how easy we have it compared to you, but I don't think you understand how hard it is in our shoes. Like I said, navigating through life, tiptoeing, and it's so many things you got to tiptoe around. Back then, I mean, I can't speak for back then because I was not raised in that era. When it comes to hair, when it comes to how you talk, when it comes to how you look, when it comes to tattoos, when it comes to, the area of town you live in, what kind of car you drive. There are so many different things that one white person will look at you and automatically fit you in a certain box.
Absolutely.
And it's like, I have a bunch of tattoos, but I know how to articulate. I know how to do a different type of just whatever box you try to put me in, I will automatically try to slide out that box because I'm going to show you better than I can tell you that, look, now I'm not trying to, and I'm not going to try to fucking shuck and jive with your ass, but you're not going to, what is it? Kind of like, you're not going to oppress me. Just like when you had an interview not too long ago and we were talking about it. And the interview that you had was with a younger, can I talk about that?
Yeah,
it was with a younger white dude. And you were so, you're doing your research about the position. You're doing everything that you should do because you want that position. You're understanding the company. You're doing everything to where when you get to have that final Zoom meeting or whatever you did with that white young man, and she came back and said, Toya, this is how it went. And I said, damn, Taylor, I think you kind of made him feel less than in the position because you shitted on him.
And the crazy part is like, I always, we're taught we have to go extra fucking hard.
As a woman and as a Black woman.
Right. And so now this kid, I think he's 26, 27, and he's a chief of staff for a large tech company. And like, I was like going through his resume on, LinkedIn. This motherfucker graduated from Northwestern and then took like a senior position and then got a director position. Like, just like every year he kept getting promoted to these other positions. And I'm like, he's never had to fucking work for anything because he went to Northwestern, because he's probably a trust fund babe. There's nothing wrong with that because I aspire to have this much money to pour into my kids one day. But it was just like, fuck, like I scared him because of how I've been brought up at a HBCU. They teach you have to be twice as hard, twice as sharp to get half of what they got. And he felt intimidated by my experience. And it was just a really, it was disappointing because like I didn't want to have to lie and say, because one of my other homegirls works in tech and she was like, yeah, she was like, you really work more than, you know, these white boys in these areas, but you gotta like, what'd she say? I'm sorry. She was like, they really don't do that much, but like you don't know how to articulate that that you're willing to not do as much work either. So I think he just felt, I didn't think he was intimidated by me because he told
For
me I
sure.
had way more experience than him, and I think he thought I was gonna outshine him.
Which you would have.
I'm here to just make my money and go the fuck home. That's
And I think
literally
that
why
we
I'm
all
here.
collectively. No, can't say collectively.
You got some
Because
black
you got them
people.
old niggas and them them niggas that will fucking. I don't know why y'all feel like y'all need to superstar your ass into work. Cause motherfuckers don't care about you unless you own a business. They don't care about you. But
What?
it's a shame. It's honestly tiring.
It's really tiring being black and then trying to.
I love being black. We love being black.
No,
but
y'all know that.
The behind the scenes.
I was just trying to
God
like
damn.
low key shuck and jive so that you can keep money on the table and not do anything illegal. Because people approach us with illegal shit all the time.
All the time.
We're trying to be wholesome people, and it's just like, God damn, like I don't want to have to go to a prestigious PWI. Did you see that one thing? It's like black people stop sending your kids to these super white schools that cost a lot of money, think they're gonna get a way better education. Like
dang.
It's like I don't want to have to do that to just try to fit in. Like it's just
Or when it comes to Black History Month and they're talking about, does anybody know why Rosa Parks sat in the back? And all the white people go and turn to you. The motherfucker do any y'all know shit.
Y'all,
I'm sorry, they forgot teaching us when I was 3.
Y'all, so when we were, so y'all know we work in healthcare, so they were talking about getting us the vaccine or whatever, and so I'm the only black person on my team, so I'm the only nigga that refused to get vaccinated because they started vaccinating us back in what, October, November. I was like, I'm
gonna let a few male idiots get the vaccine.
So they all signed up for it. One of the pregnant bitches, all of them, they was like, oh, give it to me. And so like my boss, we're on a team meeting and she's like, yeah, so it shows that young African-American, it said, I was reading the thing, it said the word was black, but she went to young African-Americans between ages 25 and 35 more susceptible to getting COVID. So you should get vaccinated. It would really help it. Everybody looked at me. I'm like, the fuck? Like, do I represent all niggas?
Yes, absolutely. You do.
Although I
Karenisha, did you get yours yet? Hello, Karenisha. We're talking to you. How old are you again? Yeah, this is on you. We thought we got the right age. On you.
Woo, child. I'm sorry, that was funny.
You know, I honestly, it's pros and cons. I'm glad I have been working for a black-owned company. I went to a HBCU. I graduated from there and became a grad assistant at the HBCU. Now I've been 6 years since I've been working for a black-owned hospice and home health care company. I will say working for a black company has its pros and its cons, only because we weren't taught like white people were when it comes to business, which sucks. So reversing back into, that is why we want to pour into black-owned companies, especially small businesses, because we know that we don't have it all together. Some of us do more than others, but not on that level, because y'all motherfuckers have been taught since back when. Your great-great-great-grandmother probably, or grandfather probably had this and could pass it on to that. And not even talking about tangible things like a house or a car or businesses, but they at least could teach you the knowledge to obtain that, or even the etiquette, or your own fucking white skin.
Speaking of etiquette, you know what was crazy? An eye-opener for me. So, you know, going from an HBCU, everybody's like Mr. Bird, Mr. whatever, like it's Miss or whatever. I went to work for this white man named John. John, I forgot his last name. And I was like, Mr. John. He was like, stop calling me Mr. Just call me John. He got offended. And so then I actually took on a job recently with the census this last summer. This nigga's ghetto. Let me tell you, don't do it. Oh my gosh. So she was like, it's Miss Barbara. I was like, okay, Barbara, we both adults. I'm in business, you in business, but I didn't, you know, there's that, when you speak of etiquette, doing business with white people, they don't call each other Miss and Mr. Like, the only time you get a title, a prefix, is when you're a doctor. in those white areas.
They will let you know. It's
right,
doctor.
Right. And I get it. Like, I'm gonna respect you. Or
you went to school for 12 years. You better call me by fucking
Right, I get that. It. But it's like it's just little shit like that you don't learn. Work going to certain HBC. So
because in the South. Now, let me piggyback on something real quick. So, boom. My grandmother is from Oklahoma. Her lineage is Indian.
Mm-hmm.
And they were slaves. Like, her people were slaves. I don't know. I think it's Indian and black. But she still has, like, full Indian in her because her mother was Indian and her dad was black or something like that, one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Like my grandma Francis, her hair was all the way fucking down to here.
Come
like
on here.
Straight gray. I'm talking about you, but even with that, y'all make it real hard for them to get their reparations because my grandma is 86 and was still trying to get her reparations, and half the family is almost gone by now. But I digress. That's none of my anywho. Point that I'm making was she had a certain feeling about calling ma'am, and that came from slavery. And after she expressed that to me, I don't enforce ma'am. And when you really do think of ma'am, comes from slavery.
Mm-hmm.
So I do not, as a black person, hopefully more of y'all subscribe to this. That has nothing to do with etiquette.
You know what's funny? My dad felt the same way. He never
nothing to do with etiquette. So stop instilling your kids into thinking it's good
manners, home
training to say, "Oh yes, ma'am, no, ma'am." Look at how I look. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
That's slavery instilled. How many white people do you know? White, Asian, Mexican, outside of the South that say ma'am?
Oh, not no progressive city. Hell no. They call you by your first name.
It's slave mentality. And even if it isn't that, it's Mr. last name, Miss last name, Senor last name, whatever, Senora last name. That's the only Mr., Mrs., and Miss. Ain't no yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. That is slavery.
You know, it's this funny little story. So my dad never wanted us to call him sir. He like despised it. So
military.
Yeah, he was just like, no. He was like, yes, dad, no, dad, whatever, right? So then we get around other black people once. I remember one time somebody asked me a question. I was at a church and they said, Taylor, I forgot what the question was. And I said, yes. Everybody was like, all the old black ladies. Yes, what? And I was like,
yes. So Massa?
Yes.
See the correlation?
I didn't understand. And it was just like, dang, like y'all really put kids down. I was a good fucking kid, like, but I'm bad because I didn't say yes, ma'am.
And now this is where my grandma corrected us. You couldn't say, no, yeah. Now I correct my daughter on that. She was like, excuse me?
Right. Or what? Oh, you know, you can't say what.
I'm like, Jordan, huh? I won't even answer. Huh? Yes, okay, come here. But yes, ma'am. What does yes, ma'am, and yes, sir correlate to? What is the root? Massa. Yessa Massa.
Child.
But anywho,
no.
we still free-ish. So I'm gonna let y'all figure it out on y'all. I don't know how y'all want to raise y'all kids, but that is slave talk. Do not let nobody belittle you for thinking that you not saying yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. It's fucking, ooh, where was you raised at? Not the South, bitch. Where was you raised at?
I wanted to say we also are slaves to capitalism.
We are.
Because when I think of not being free, child, it's expensive to just be us.
God, just wake up and you spend $200.
And then it's like, you know, being black and not coming from quote unquote generational wealth. It's like we work a lot harder. We have everybody's trying to get their credit together. Everybody's trying to figure out, should I buy the house? What is LLC Twitter telling me I need to do? It's just like, God,
it's exhausting.
It's tiring.
Okay, so speaking about free-ish, I think we need to free our minds from social media too. Like, be free to be your own person. The game said something. I'm not even gonna quote the game because he's a Mr. Pick-me-sha.
Absolutely.
Everything he puts, I feel like, is for clout, and he wants other women to retweet. He wants to be just in LA so bad. Like,
Y'all, when he kept focusing Nipsey every day.
And I'm just like, I'm over it. But I do subscribe to what he was trying to say. And he was like, don't let, somebody having a BBL or a Gucci purse or a Louis Vuitton bag. Oh, y'all, I forgot to put my bag down here. But it's over there. So it's still the Heaux Bag. I forgot. But don't let anybody subscribing to these things and posting them and vacations and make you think that you're less than, because that goes back to an old song, Keeping Up with the Joneses. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, like, you don't have to keep up with these people. But if you're okay within yourself, your spirituality, your finances, your whatever you subscribe to, you'll be okay. Like, people that are trying to have a fucking credit score that's, we'll say 800. That's an awesome ass credit score to have. In my opinion, don't subscribe to this, but this is in my opinion. You're working so hard to obtain an 800 credit score. For what? In that moment, if that makes sense.
It's like people advise if you're not
you live in an apartment.
Yeah.
You have a car that's paid off. You're not ready to buy a car. You're not ready to buy a house. You're not ready to do anything. But one wrong move, you accidentally got late on. It don't matter what the fuck it is. Having a good credit score versus bad will knock your shit down so bad that it's like fucks you up. You forget to pay or don't pay your car note on time. One time. That shit will knock you down 35 fucking points.
Late payments. But I also wanted to transition into, and I know we're running up on time, but real quick. But when I say slaves to capitalism, a lot of black men find their worth in their pockets. They will talk shit, and this goes back to the episode we
black women too now.
Yeah, and because in what Beyonce said, best revenge is your paper, and it's like,
is it?
Right? You're having people sit up here talk about getting money and all this stuff, and it's like, you still a shitty person.
Oh wow. You still ain't
But
shit.
you know what? When people fall off and they're like, and I hear more so black men say this, she left me because I had no money. She probably didn't like you. She left you because she didn't like you, but you're a slave to capitalism. Like, you literally
got with you for the money.
Your self-esteem went down because your credit score went down, or because your pockets, they got a little drier. Like, you really find your value in capitalism. And it's
or she
crazy.
got you because of the money. You pulled her because of that money.
Right, because niggas leave with their wallet. But I was going to say, like, if we didn't live in America, do you know how stressful? Now, we wouldn't be having as much fun as we have now because we like to travel to the fun, but we also like, America's kind of lit. But if we didn't live, we wouldn't worry about shit when it comes to money. Like, that would not, our main objective would be like probably working out or trying to, have a small business, eat good, like getting married and shit like that, normal shit.
I think that I'm going to jump into my whole tip.
Go ahead.
My whole tip is going to be that a lot of black people, if you can, because half of my family is from Maryland, and the part of Maryland they're from is from Annapolis, and in Annapolis there's a lot of hoods. I can correlate that to Houston. In Houston, there's a lot of hoods. There's niggas that's 45 years old that when you say, have you ever been out of town? Oh yeah, I've been to Galveston. I've been
Lake
to
Charles.
Dallas. I've been to San Antonio. I've been to all these little ass towns. Nigga, have you been anywhere outside of Texas and Louisiana? Oh, hell no, I ain't getting on no plane. It's until you have, here we go, I'm sorry. Whole tip would be, please get your passport if you can. Make that a goal to get your passport so you can at least experience other countries. Because there's a lot of black people that I know will down the USA. Now, I will say that, oh, America is this and fuck America and blah, blah. Now, wait.
Until you go somewhere else.
Go to these other countries, even if it's third world country, even if it's wherever you choose to go. Secondly, niggas, take a map. Because I know none of y'all have. When's the last time y'all looked at a map? Because a lot of motherfuckers, well, shit, I had a debate with somebody else the other day that said that Kim Kardashian them black. I said, hold on. I said, them motherfuckers are, what's it called? Armenian. And although Armenian is close to Africa, it ain't that goddamn close. Y'all are not black.
But you realize.
It's not close. It's not that close to Egypt.
But even then, like, so Jews, right? Now Jews are white because they were colonized. so long ago.
Or okay, we can say this too. And the reason why I say get a map
Uh-huh.
is because a lot of people, if you've never traveled outside of Texas, you really don't know what you're looking at. And a lot of niggas didn't pay attention in history, didn't pay attention in geology, if they took geology. So take the time to actually get a map out, even if it's on your phone and you Google it, and look to see which country would I probably want to travel to. I seen a movie where somebody had an actual map printed out.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what movie this is. If y'all remember, please remind me. And they took a dart. And they were like, this is where we're going to travel. I would love to live that way when I'm older.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we're going to travel at next.
Oh, yeah.
But try certain things like that. Get a fucking passport. Experience life outside of America. And you'll see what Taylor's talking about. Because until you've done that, you won't actually know what she's talking about. Where if you go to Mexico, if you go to these other countries that Jamaica, they're not into capitalism. They're into living life free, walking around barefoot, walking around with the least of worries because they're not trying to live up with Mr. and Mrs. Jones.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about Gucci, Louis, none of that shit. BBL. You go to Africa, they want, who do the men want to marry? Men with the big childbearing hips, titties, big titties.
But you know, a lot of Africans are naturally stacked like that. They ain't got to go get those BBLs.
However, they may not have to, but I'm just saying they're more comfortable with just, this is me and this is da-da-da. And even the Africans, women that come over here, they're stacked like that because I don't know if it's, okay, it has a lot to do with what you eat.
It's the jollof rice.
Well, I won't even say that, but it has a lot to do with what you eat and how the food is. So over in America too, that hand in hand. Look at what they're doing, the pesticides in the food that you eat and that's a whole nother topic, but the food that you eat, your diet, that has a lot to do too. But
Stop being a slave
okay.
to it. My only
slavery,
whole tip,
again.
My only whole tip, but I'm going to keep it real short because we're running out of time. Stop inviting everybody to the motherfucking barbecue. They not black. That's it. Bye.
Bye.